Welcome back to phdcompletion.com. Today we're talking about the ultimate dissertation hack, how to reverse engineer your graduation date. Let's assume that graduation is December 18, 2024. On most universities' websites, graduation dates are usually listed at least 2 to 3 years in advance. It's not a mystery. Go find out your graduation date and work out your plan with me step by step. Once you figure out your graduation date, ask Google, hey Google, how many days from today is December 18th, 2024? When I made this video, it was 241 days to graduation day. That really helps you plan your schedule on how to get finished. At every university, there is a submission deadline, a deadline where you have to submit the document, whether it's to the library, whether it's to upload to ProQuest. There is a drop dead date, and for our example, it's December 1st, 2024. Submit your dissertation before the deadline. Know the time that place closes. Know whether or not you can upload after 5 p.m. or is it after midnight. Clear any outstanding bills. Any last minute obstacles, you must overcome them if you want to participate in the graduation ceremony. This is the submission deadline. Take responsibility for uploading your document to the graduate school, to the library, to ProQuest, whatever. It is your responsibility, not your advisor, to know what the hoops are for graduation. Your advisor might have graduated years ago at another institution. They don't know, and you're the one who wants to graduate. Find out. Don't wait till the week of graduation. Don't even wait until December. You can plan all the way back out 2 years. Remember, we have 241 days. Take 15 minutes to find out what are the hoops that you need to fulfill to graduate. December 1st now is our drop dead date to get everything submitted in order for our name to be called on the roster. By December 1st, your parents, your friends, they know whether or not they will see you at graduation. Working our way backwards. In order to meet your submission date, you must have defended your dissertation. You can't defend your dissertation November 29th and then meet the submission date December 1st. I recommend that you give yourself 2 weeks to make the revisions after your defense. You will get revisions. That is the committee's job, to give you revisions. You need the time to make the revisions. So in order to make the revisions, now you know your last possible day to defend is November 15th. We're working our way back. Let's get it. We're working our way back now from the defense. In order for you to have a defense, your committee needs to read the entire document, and it needs to be formatted in the format that your university requires. On every university's website, there is usually instructions, a style guide about how they like their dissertation, what the margins are, what the font size is, the font type. All of that information is readily available. It's on you to look for it. Some universities provide a template to help make this process easier. Nonetheless, in order for the committee to say, go ahead, set a defense date, they need to have the document in hand we recommend sometimes it's 4 weeks. So now, if you're defending November 15th, 4 weeks prior is October 15th. At my university, the readers, there are two people on the committee who are designated as readers, even though everybody's supposed to read it. But the readers, their job is to read it cover to cover ahead of the rest of the committee to see if it's defensible. At every university, there's a process. Remember, I talked about you're supposed to be responsible for figuring out that process. So, in order for the readers to say it's good enough to go ahead and set a defense date, they get it 2 weeks earlier. So now 2 weeks earlier than October 15th is October 4th. Once you turn it over to the committee, you then have to set out a doodle poll setting the defense date around your advisors or the chair's availability. If your advisor is not going to be available, absolutely not should you ever defend your dissertation without your advisor present. I have to say your advisor is the only person in your dissertation defense who has your back. So by all means, when you're sending out a schedule, you say, hey, committee, Dr. So-and-so, my advisor says he, she, or they are available around this date. Can you please check your schedule? And you send out the poll and get them ready. In addition, gather all of your previous presentations that you have presented on this research topic in order for you to start building your defense presentation. Again, we're now back at October 4th in order to graduate December 18th. If your committee doesn't get it by October 4th, there's no point in having your parents, friends, family members order plane tickets, rent-a-cars, all of that, because you know by October 4th, if you don't make this deadline, they're not going to see you walking across the stage December 18th, 2024. In order for your advisor to say, hey, it's good enough, turn it over to the committee. Your advisor needs to have your entire document in order for the advisor to read it cover to cover. I recommend that you give your advisor 4 weeks to read the document. In that 4 weeks, your advisor will be saying to you, fix this, work on that. Your advisor will be giving you feedback on one chapter. Your advisor has moved on to the next chapter, but you have revisions to make, and you will be turning over it back and forth between you and your advisor. And finally, on October 4th, your advisor will say, it's good enough. Turn it over to the committee. For my students, I recommend that when they turn it over to the committee, they ask the committee, how do you want it? Do you want it as a PDF? Do you want it as a Word doc? Whatever. Do you want it in hard copy? However they want it, give it to them in the format that they prefer. That being said, what are you doing in the meanwhile? Congratulations, you're done. You're preparing your presentation for the defense on November 15th. There you are. September 1st, 2024 is the last possible day that you're working on any drafts of your dissertation. You have a solid deadline. Now that you know that September 1st, 2024 is your absolute drop dead date that you have to turn over everything to your advisor or your chair if you want to graduate December 18th, 2024. Now figure out what do you need to do. you got to work backwards even further. So the average number of chapters in a dissertation is 5. You ask Google, hey Google, how many days do I have between now and September 1st, 2024? Google would give you 133 days. You take 133 days and divide by 5 chapters, and therefore you have 27 days to complete a chapter. Every 27 days, you know you have to finish a chapter in order to meet the schedule. In order to figure out the specific days, you work backwards from September 1st, 2024. You ask Google, hey Google, when is 27 days prior to September 21st? And Google will give you August 5th, 2024. 27 days prior to that is July 9th, 2024. And prior to that is June 12th, 2024. And prior to that is May 16th, 2024, where you have to have 1 chapter done. It doesn't mean the first chapter, you just need 1 of them close to completion. And close to completion, understand, doesn't mean perfect, because I believe a good dissertation is a done dissertation. Good enough to turn over to your committee. Good enough to possibly turn over to an editor if you want an editor to look at your document prior to turning it over to your chair. But by all means, I hope that this scheduling technique or this scheduling hack can help you plan your dissertation out if you want to graduate December 18, 2024. Everything I'm sharing with you, I put into practice for myself, and I hope that you find these tips and techniques on phdcompletion.com helpful. I did it. If I did it, so can you. And I did it as a single parent. It's about being organized. It's about managing your time. I wish you all the best. Thank you for making it to the end. I appreciate your time. Feel free to subscribe, like, or comment. Join us and get some help. A good dissertation is a done dissertation.